BRLO Helles.
And remember, life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one here today from Germany called BRLO Helles, and it's from a German craft brewer run by Australians as far as I know, and it's one of them ones where I've tried one of these before but I really can't remember how good or bad it was, and it's on the channel. I think it might have been a stout, can't remember, but I do remember the name. It's only a year ago. What does that say about my fucking memory? Jesus Christ. But this is their Helles. Now, I will say one thing about German craft beer. It's good. Yeah, there are good craft beers, don't get me wrong. And I've reviewed some on the channel. Northern Monk stuff I think is really good. I do get on with that. But it just appears now that, and I sound like a broken record, but it just appears now that the trick is just to get a load of American hops, throw it into a mash, and then what you get, you can just determine what it is. Cloudwater are absolutely renowned for this. They will just, I get newsletters from Cloudwater and they're bringing out new beers virtually every week. And I just think, why? Why are you doing that? Oh yeah, you're experimenting, but do you really need to bring out that many craft beers? And I'm not going to go into the price and all that. And this is not it sounds like I'm having a rant against craft beer. I'm not. I'm just, there's a few faults with craft beer, in my opinion. And of course this channel is just my opinion. Point of this whole thing is me saying that craft beer from Germany generally I find is better. And I've tried quite a few from craft beers. The Wacken stuff was really nice. That's a class as a craft brewer. This lot, I do recall one of theirs, I think it must have been a stout, and it wasn't too bad, I don't think, but I really can't remember. But there's other German craft beers that I've tried in the past, and they've been genuinely quite good because, you know, as I say, there's good ingredients to start off with. Yeah, so I'm hoping after all that, this is not going to let me down. Now, a quick word about the brewery. They're called BRLO. That's probably a shit pronunciation, but it's the Slavic word for Berlin, and it basically translates to black swamp, if you can imagine that, because basically that's what it was. That's not unusual because Dublin is virtually called the same thing, black marsh. Dub in Gaelic, Irish Gaelic, means black, and Lin, I imagine, is something to do with either a swamp or a lake or something like that. But that's where the name comes from. And it's, if you look at this, I think I might have mentioned this on the last one that I reviewed, the L has got like a little dash through it. In Polish, that's pronounced W. So when you see there's a place name in Poland called it's spelled Lods. That's not Lods. It's pronounced Wuch. So just so as you know, whenever you see a little dash through an L in Polish, I'm not sure whether it applies to other Slavic languages as well, but certainly in Polish, it's pronounced W. There you go. They've only been going since 2014, and they've got quite a bit of an inroad in this country. I do see their beers for sale on a lot of the online retailers, which is good. And it looks like quite an interesting beer. Now, it's all in German, but let's get onto the ingredients because I have done a little bit of research on this. So let's get to the next section and I'll tell you all about it. Right, 330ml bottle, 5%. Everything in German. But the ingredients are, where is it? Malted barley, hops, yeast, and water. So that conforms to the Reinheitsgebot. Our interpretation of a German beer classic. This handcrafted and unfiltered lager is a perfect sidekick for every occasion. Dry hopped with Hallertau Mittelfruit. Now that's a good hop to use in beer, and it contains some other hops as well. It contains Opal, which is like a herbal, peppery, spicy type hop. That's a German hop used in quite a few beers. I know Hofbrau use Opal. Spalter, which is a spicy hop. Tried that in recently in the Spalter Pilsner. That was really nice. That was a single hops Pilsner, really nice, quite bitter, typical German Pilsner. And it contains Hallertau Select, and that is one of the spiciest German hops. They use that in North German Pilsners as well. Hallertau Select, of course, is a variation. Hallertau, the prefix, I'm pretty sure that means the region where it's grown. Of course, Hallertau in Bavaria is the biggest hop growing region in the world. It's absolutely amazing. If you look at there's a documentary about it. I've not been there, but the documentary is absolutely amazing about it. The technology that goes into hop growing, you wouldn't believe. And it contains Tettnanger, which is a German noble hop, one of the 4 German noble hops. And the malts in here are quite interesting. You've got Pilsner malt and you've got Munich malt. 2 really good malts that are used for good quality lagers. So there you go. It's 5%. The IBUs on this are 25. That is about average on a German lager or Helles, if you like. So with that in mind, let's get it home. Right, I've been working all day. I've been stressed out trying to solve IT problems. Specifically, FTP using SSL certificates. So if you know anything about that, you're even more boring than I am, because I didn't know about it. Well, that's not I didn't know about it. There was a problem with one of them. Still didn't fix it. Anyway, there's the cap. Yeah, IT is a very fucking boring industry, and one that I'm getting rapidly sick of, but it's either that or the building trade, and I know what, and I know that I'm definitely not going to be going back to the building trade. Right, here it is. God. Oh, that smells absolutely fucking lovely. A ton of lemon citrus. And spicy, as I would have expected. There's a little haze to it. Quite a bit of carbonation. Is there floaters? Is there? Or is that? No, there isn't. I thought there was floaters in there. Oh, that smells absolutely gorgeous. There's some real hop character coming through there. Earthy and spicy notes with lemon citrus. Yeah, this smells very good indeed. I'm not going to put any more in there. There's a little bit left in the bottle, but there it is. It looks great. It really does. And it smells really good. I do like this. Oh, nice grassy notes as well. So it's grassy, herbal, spicy, and lemon. Perfect. Well, the aroma gets 10 out of 10 from me. But what's it taste like? Let's find out. Prost, as they say in Germany. Nice. There's a real fruity type of flavour on that, which wasn't coming through on the aroma. And it's almost like it's an American style fruit, like tangerine or something like that. Yeah, that's quite different from the aroma. Oh, nice bit of bitterness on the back end now. Spicy pepper bitterness, which is nice. But that flavour, it's like a tropical fruit flavour that I'm getting over the top of that, which is unusual in a German Helles. sorry, in a traditional German Helles. They've craft brewed this, but the brew sheet doesn't say, what does it say it's dry hopped with? Yeah, Hallertau Mittelfruit. Mittelfruit, yeah, that has got some fruity notes to it, but they're really strong on this, so when they say they dry hop this, they must have bunged loads in there. And I'm saying that, but then there's more of the German noble hop character coming through in there now. The malts aren't big on this, and the honey style yeast isn't big on this. This is more about the hops. And it's a mixture of fruity, spicy, a touch of lemony citrus on there as well. But it ain't bad. It isn't bad. However, I will say I prefer the taste of the traditional style German Helles's, especially from Bavaria, but from, you know, all over Germany, to be honest. I don't think it really compares with the traditional stuff. And don't get me wrong, it is not bad. It is definitely different. It's not your average German style Helles, but the flavours on it, I think they deviate a little bit. They do say it's their interpretation of it, which is fair enough, but I don't know. Personal taste, I prefer the traditional type of Helles. Yeah, it's got a little bit too much fruit in there, I think. You know, I could see after a few pints of this, it's like an orangey tangerine tinge to this beer. You don't get me wrong, you do get some of the lemon citrus and the spicy and the herbal notes. That orange wasn't on the, or the tangerine, that wasn't on the aroma. But yeah, not bad. So what's the verdict on BRLO Helles? Well, it isn't bad, but it's their own interpretation of it, and that's what they do say on the back of the bottle. And that interpretation, it contains a little bit more fruit than I'm used to in a German Helles. Now some people might like that, but I could see myself getting a little bit tired of that after a few pints. It's like that. I can only describe it as a tangerine type overtone to it, which, don't get me wrong, it's pleasant, and 2 pints, maybe 3 pints, that'd be fine. Anything more than that and I'd be thinking, I just want an easy drinking lager or Helles. If I call to mind the Brwhouse Helles, or Hell I think they called it, that was really nice. It wasn't massive on flavour, but it was pleasant, but it was very, very drinkable, lovely mouthfeel, and just a great session lager in my opinion. This stuff, it's got a little bit too much of that tangerine type orange flavour for my liking in a lager. Now don't get me wrong, if it was a pale ale, if it was a American style IPA, even if it was, you know, a British IPA, I do prefer stronger orangey flavours in British IPAs, like zesty type flavours in British IPAs, but I don't know, it would just get a bit too much for me, I think, and I would be wanting something a bit more of a palate cleanser, if you know what I mean. But it ain't bad. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'll recommend it if you're into lager with a twist. If you like fruity style flavours on a lager, this isn't bad. For me, personally, I just think the traditional German Helles's are better, in my opinion. For example, Löwenbräu, Paulaner, Augustiner, etc., etc. But there you go. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And if you like a bit of a twist on your lager, then buy this. But if you're into your traditional German style chuggers, then yeah, I'd give this a swerve and save your money or spend it on another more traditional style German beer. But there you go. And remember, beer is working class champagne.